Light is on. Ready to go. Class 3 Tab Highway over the 1800 metres. And they're set to jump. Favourite drawn barrier 2. And they're off and racing. The favourite Burundana's left the gates pretty well. Towards the inside, Sea Haven handled the start well. Burundana's almost second. Severino darts forward in the white cap. Title Tycoon deeper out, improving, and Spitfire driving into a prominent role with Amaranth down on the fence. Holstein's whipping right around the outside of the field at Drew barrier 19, looking for a spot in. Looks like Zach Lloyd might have got in there. That's a good piece of riding. He got in front of Spitfire, then Amaranth's on the rails. Further back to Dolly Jane, a girl's best friend, Binko. Then came Shafty from competition. Well back Phase Angel and Radio Headers the last one. So they find their spots. Mr. Severino leads from Title Tycoon. Sea Haven in a clear third. The favourite Burundana a little bit closer than usual. Collett's got the short favourite up fourth. They're inside the 1,000 metres. 2 lengths away then to Spitfire together with Amaranth. They're followed then by Dolly Jane. Further back to a girl's best friend from Binko, Shafty, Phase Angel competition. Radiohead is the last one. Mr. Severino and Title Tycoon. They're several lengths in front of the favourite Burundana going to third. Sea Haven's come off the bridle. Holstein into a clear fifth and 2 further back to Spitfire. Amaranth on the rails heads the rest, travelling to the corner. These two have had a good battle up front. Title Tycoon and Mr. Severino spinning a length and a half clear from Burundana. Holstein slightly checked there, but running on then Sea Haven and Spitfire at the 300 metres. Holstein makes the run. Favourite struggling a bit, Burundana. Holstein races 2 in front from Burundana. Then came Amaranth, a girl's best friend, wide out, but Holstein's going really well inside the 100 metres. It's all over, and Holstein, given a beautiful ride there by Zach Lloyd in the early part, is going to win by a big space. Beat the favourite Burundana. Amaranth third. Phase Angel doing its best work late. Few disappointments behind a girl's best friend, then Title Tycoon just filling the pinch late with Mr. Severino, Sea Haven competition. Spitfire weakened out and Radiohead was well back, and a big margin back to Shafty and Dolly Jane.
Holstein has bolted in. Number 1, Holstein, Zach Lloyd and Matty Dunn. Zach got another suspension on Wednesday at the Kenzo meeting. He'll be out from the 6th of August until the 17th, so that's tomorrow. He's going to miss a few meetings, but by gee, there's no stopping him. Number 1, Holstein, Zach Lloyd, Matt Dunn. Second, Burundana, another second. Peter Morgan, Jason Collett. Amaranth in third, Schiller and Sieb.
Yeah, easy work after a brilliant ride from the outside drawer. He won in from the outside drawer, and he gets it right in the fence in 5th spot, following what looked to be a good speed. And Matty Dunn's back with a bang with these highways. He had the horse that beat Burundana the other day, and with Eaglemont, and here he is again, upsetting the favourite Burundana, who had every possible today. Maybe just didn't run it out, but he just had a glance at that horse when he loomed up to him. He's a little bit green and shy, the second horse, but no excuses for him here today.
Okay, that is the first. They've run 1:49.78, 1:49.78, 35.49, and
Dylan Gibbons on the Super Bright. There's the light, and we're ready to go. Just waiting for the all clear. Gates are back. They're off and racing. Super Bright, the favourite, was last out of the gates and will settle in that position. And Espresso began sharply from the wide gate. Hard to Say nicely into stride, and now Ocean's One showing good muster as well. As Hard to Say goes on with the job. Leads by a half here, and Ocean's One. Espresso got over into third, one off the fence in advance of the Seven Seas. A length further back to Undivided, then came Oakfield Mahogany, 3/4 to Ningaloo Star. A gap of two then to Don Luigi from Kai Bosch. Super Bright, the rails, and a half further back to Unwritten. Coming to the turn, Hard to Say just in front of Ocean's One. Espresso travelling strongly third. The Seven Seas pushing deeper out together with Undivided, and Oakfield Mahogany's creeping up the rails. 3:50 to go. Hard to Say in front from Ocean's One. Espresso trying to get on terms of the front runner. It's Hard to Say. A length on Espresso is really biting into the margin. Ningaloo Star into the clear, running on. Hard to Say and Espresso. Hard to Say still in front from Espresso. Hard to Say's kicking, and Hard to Say is going to lead all the way from Espresso. Ningaloo Star a clear third, followed by the Seven Seas in a photo for fourth, with Super Bright making some headway. Then come Unwritten from Oakfield Mahogany. Further back to Undivided from Ocean's One, getting tired from Don Luigi, and Kai Bosch was about the last end.
Hard to Say has led all the way. Zach Lloyd and Jason Deemer beating, it'll be Espresso and Ningaloo Star, and they've run 64-17. 64-17.
Yeah, pretty good. She did at both ends there. She had to get a rev up to get across there, and then kept running. Would have thought, looking at a form first up, that she just might be a little weary there at the end of 1100, but no way in the world that was the case after I thought Espresso loomed up. So that trial worked out pretty good, where they ran 1-2 in a recent trial. Ningaloo Star got out, had every chance. I thought she was going to swoop on them late there. And her stablemate went pretty good there, the 7C. So all honours with the winner. Did at both ends. Nice return from the second horse.
64-17, home in 34-27. And the numbers are up 4, 3, 7 and 13. Well done, Jace. He came out pretty hard and kept going.
Yeah, he sure did, Greg. You know, it wasn't the plan. We just said to Zach, just ride him wherever he's comfortable. He rode him in the recent trial, and just said, yeah, just ride him, virtually wherever he lands. But he was his old self today. He really pinged the lids and just put himself there without doing any work. And because he did no work at all. You know, he was draw 9 at 11, so got there a very easy lead. Nothing took him on, and just had enough left in the tank to get him home.
Great start to the campaign, and hopefully we'll do something similar again very soon.
Yeah, hopefully, we just get him home and get him into bed tonight and have another look at the program. And Adam and Dean will do that. That's what they're very good at, picking these races. And because we also had him in Brisbane today too, but very late decision. But Thursday we decided to keep him home, and the right decision.
It was the right one. Well done.
Thank you.
Good on you.
Similar colours going forward, and Kirkby being handled here by Zach Lloyd. Well, Zach has already outridden his claim with a double here today, takes into 80 Metro winners. So after today, claim finish for Zach Lloyd. Gates open here in the third. They're off and racing. Pretty good line out. McGean and the nose roll handle the start well. So United's using the fence to slide through. United Nation sits handy between the pair. The followed by Aristonus taking a spot down on the rails, and further back to Fonga Hugh just easing back in advance of Verona, and Kirkby's going to settle last. So Say United in front of McGean, ahead between the pair as they turn out of the straight. Fonga Hugh caught 3 wide at the moment. Might have to go forward here as United Nations holds that spot, one off the fence, and up the inside is Aristonus. And the last two, Verona on the inside of Kirkby. 1,800 metres to run. Say United in front. Fonga Hugh has to go forward on the outside. The alternative is to sit 3 wide. So Fonga Hugh presses on now. and ranges up on the outside as So United, and it looks as though McGeehan's just going to hand up there as Fongahu rolls to the front now. Fongahu leads clearly by a length on McGeehan, and Hieronymus handed up there on So United back to third. A length off to United Nation. Then came the favourite Aristonus, a half the outside Kirkby, and Verona is the last one. So they've got 1,300 metres to run, and Fongahu shows the way by a half length on McGeehan. Then So United in a trailing position, third, a half the outside United Nations. Then came Aristonus from Kirkby, and a length and a half to Verona is back last of all. They prepare to lead the back straight now. They've got 1,000 metres to run. Fongahu did a bit of work there in the first couple of 100 metres. Shows out by a long neck here to McGeehan. So United with a trail today on the inside of United Nations. Then the last start winner Kirkby parked on the outside of the favourite Aristonus. And Verona's last of all. There has been no change to the order for the last 800 metres. And the leader is Fongahu by a half length on McGeehan. Then So United travelling well behind them. But it's going to need a bit of room soon, as just peeling three wide now is United Nations. McGeehan's under plenty of pressure. Further back to Kirkby. Aristonus rides the rails into the straight. Fongahu swings 2 lengths clear. So United goes to second, and now Aristonus is on the scene. Verona cutting loose with a big run, a powerful run wide out, and in a bound Verona's come from last, swept to the front of the 200 metres. Verona raced 2 lengths clear from Aristonus and Kirkby. They're fighting out the Marners, but Verona with great acceleration, and Verona draws clear for a big win by 3 lengths to Kirkby. Aristonus third, then United Nations, So United, Fongahu, and McGeehan was last.
So Lloyd, now Schiller. Well and truly out of his time as a fully fledged rider now, Tyler Schiller. Number 6, Verona. Maren Eustace, Tyler Schiller, bolting in, beating Kirkby. Zach Lloyd denied a treble in the first 3. Chris Waller and Aristonus the favourite, Collett and Neesham, and it has gone to the line under a hold.
Absolutely bolted in. She's a funny mess. She hasn't won for 475 days, but the first time at 1.5 miles here today, and didn't she run it out? She just sprinted quickly the last 300 metres there and made an absolute mess of this field. So interesting what she can do from here on in. Obviously she wants ground, but you have to say, very impressive, swooping down the outside here at Rosehill, which is not usually the case. So impossible to make an excuse for anything behind there, because she's absolutely toyed with them.
The time 1:29.6, 2:29.6, 35.64, 6-3, 5 and 4 the numbers, 6-3, 5 and 4 after the third. Well done, Joe. We're just trying to get our head around how easy that was.
Yeah, it was easy in the end. Probably worked out well. Obviously, that pressure coming mid-race definitely helped. She's been going well all prep. First up run was very good without getting much luck. Second up, things didn't work out. And the last start, she was good, just looking for a bit of ground, which she got today. She hasn't raced for almost a year, as some said, just wanted a bit of racing. But she won a Frank Parker plate. She's a bit a bit of quality.
Yeah, well done.
Thank you.
Aboard Idle. Sadly, John passing away during the week. Ramones completes the line-up, and the light is on, and we're ready to go now. Racing. Tashi immediately taken back to last. Ivan's Hero and Ramones the first to into stride from Hollywood Hero. Nana's Wish bounds into 4th position. Then Dakota Vroom from Pink Baroque, a gap to Tashi. And well back now is State of America as they find the positions. Ramones committed to the cause of going on with the job. He's travelling very strongly, Ramones, and he's going to head off Ivan's Hero at the 1,000 metres. Dakota Vroom holds 3rd spot on the inside of Hollywood Hero. Nana's Wish has planted 3 wide now, followed followed then by Pink Baroque directly underneath and Tashi on the fence, and 3 lengths away to State of America. Ramones establishes a clear lead down the side by 2 and Ivan's Hero. Length and a half then Dakota Vroom on the inside of Hollywood Hero. Further back to Nana's Wish in a 3 wide spot from Pink Baroque, then Tashi. State of America's been Pecked at long odds is still last of all. So Ramones at the 450 leads, out by 3/4, now a length and Ivan's Hero. Hollywood Hero next, and now Dakota Vroom looking for a bit of room. Nana's Wish next on the outside, and further back to Tashi on the rails. Ivan's Hero beat off Ramones. Ivan's Hero is the leader. Hollywood Hero goes to a clear second. It's Ivan's Hero in front. From Hollywood Hero the outside. Ivan's Hero. Hollywood Hero. The Hero's battling it out, but Ivan's clinging on, and Ivan's Hero from the Waller Flemington yard goes on to win it from Hollywood Hero, and Nana's Wish third, followed by Tashi, and then came close up Dakota Vroom, State of America. They beat off Ramones, and Pink Baroque was last in.
Ivan's Hero back from Melbourne. McDonald on for Waller. Ivan's Hero holds off Hollywood Hero, who had every chance to run it down, and Nana's Wish will get into third.
Yep, he did a good job. He did a little bit of work early, put himself on speed, trip up from Melbourne, and he gets a $160,000 race in the bag here, Ivan's Hero, so he's done a really good job. So well placed by Chris. Switch Horse always should be respected. Hollywood Hero held that form from a good last start win, and it got caught a little wide there, Nana's Wish, and battled on quite nicely.
123.08, 34.94. Ivan's Hero 5, the winner. Numbers are up. 5-1, 10 and 4. 5-1, 10 and 4. So we'll head to Brisbane. Race 5 coming up at 150. New favourite in the Missile Stakes, I Am Me, now favourite over Big Parade for race 8. That's coming up at 3:40. But we'll be back here for race 5 just prior to 150. Chris, Switch Horse back from Melbourne, Ivan's Hero, showed determination today.
Yeah, he did. He was very strong. He's had a few runs down there, and the Melbourne team have seen him up in really good shape. And things haven't really worked his way, and they've had a lot of racing down there on some of those tracks. They're a bit tired. We thought with the Indian summer up here, get him up to Rosehill and see how he goes for good prize money. So he's a midweek horse in Melbourne. He's won a Saturday race here.
And he's settled in, and he might like it up here. He might stay.
He might stay, yeah, for sure.
Well done.
Thank you.
Much luck last time from back in the field. The lights on and we're all set. Ready to go. 1,200 metres the distance. Now the blindfold on No Way Ever's off, and they're off and racing now. Kahawati anticipated the start well, together with Laviro's right on the scene. No Way Ever improves on the inside of Petulant, followed by Proverbial, Lapido Ballerina. A gap to Smart Little Miss Lady Brook, and the favourite's been snagged back to last, Wave Rider Boy. Laviro's going to head them all up here. Laviro leads by 3/4 of a length to Kahawati. No Way Ever in the third spot, then came Petulant. Further back to Proverbial on the inside of Lapido Ballerina. Then came Smart Little Miss from Lady Brook, and 2.5 after Wave Rider Boy being ridden stone cold at the rear of the field. Leviro being eyeballed a bit now by Kahawati before the corner. Leviro the inside of Kahawati, Petulant getting a good trail into it, followed by No Way Ever. Further back to a Pedo Ballerina, Lady Brook, Wave Rider Boy hooking to the outside. 350 metres to go now. Leviro and Kahawati, Petulant closing in. Wave Rider Boy's winding up with a good run right down the outside. It's Leviro, Kahawati, Petulant, Wave Rider Boy trying to rope them in. Petulant got to the front. Wave Rider Boy's closing in. Petulant still in front though from Wave Rider Boy and Petulant. Petulant held out the favourite Wave Rider Boy. Leviro clung on to third, then Kahawati. Further back to a Pedo Ballerina, Lady Brook, Smart Little Miss, Proverbial, and No Way Ever was last in.
Petulant goes back-to-back here at Rosehill. A win here a fortnight ago. Backs it up today. It was a bridge too far for Wave Rider Boy. And Lavero has battled on for third.
Yep, well, she keeps getting the peach rides and she keeps showing good desire to win. So that's the story of the race. She went up a little bit in weight today, but he gets on really well with the Tyler. He's put her in the box seat again today, and she showed good fight when I thought Wave Rider Boy was coming to win, but she just doesn't help herself dragging back from these wide barriers. And again here today, she had too much to do because they did steady up a little bit mid-race there, and Lavero, after looking beaten, fought back okay. But she's just, in the right, she's no star, but she's just in the right frame of mind, this mare.
They Quinella the race 2 weeks ago. They've done it again today. Same order. 1:10.54 the time. 1:10.54. 34.52 the last 600. 34.52. Petulant, the winner of the Fillies and Mares benchmark 78. We're getting closer to the Missile Stakes. Up next, 13.50 benchmark 78. Race 6 due at 2:25.
Yeah, she is. I've got to give Tyler a good bit of credit here. He gave her a carbon copy ride like he did last start and just made that horse outside in the yellow just work a little bit and took the drop, and that was probably the key to get her relaxed. And she probably got a little bit on the bit at about the 600, but the part I loved the most, Tyler, was just vigilant in waiting to get her balanced and then just popped her out at about 300 to go, and she really kicked and found the line.
She got more racing in her right now?
Honestly, these mares, Greg, when they're in form, you've got to keep going, and it's back-to-back wins. Obviously, Saturday great, and we were just striving to get a city win, to be fair, which he did this prep at Canterbury. So Grant Briscoe and the team, they've been very, very patient owners. They've let us really do what we needed to do, and it's very rewarding when you can get a mare like this. And look, who knows? We just bob along, and you're in form, you're in form.
Right, well done.
Thank you very much.
Well done, mate. She's not a lot to look at, but she's got a big heart.
She has. She's got a lovely cruising speed as well for a little mare. She's pretty small in stature, but what she doesn't have in stature, she makes up for in heart. And I thought she travelled really well there. The other day, she was tucked back on the fence, darted through them and showed a good turn of foot. And today, she had to get exposed a little bit earlier, but it probably helped her get her into her stride. And once her momentum was up, she was going to be hard to stop.
What about upside?
I think she's got plenty of it. She's got a little bit of maturing to do physically, and I think when she does, she's got plenty left because she feels like a stakes filly.
Well done, mate.
Thank you.
He goes out after today, but maybe it's not over in the room for him. He's ridden 2 today. He rode the first 2, and he lost his claim. Here's Darren.
Ready to go. And they're racing. Pretty good line out with the exception of 4 Victory, King of Naples and What He Goes, the first 2 into stride. O Tycoon is having a bite for the lead as well. Regal Pom lands in 4th from So Am I, followed by Running Bear on the outside of Bluff and Bluster, and a 3 lengths away to 4 Victory. What He Goes on the fence shows the way. King of Naples, the other favourite, comes across to join it. A length and a half to O Tycoon into a clear third in advance of Regal Palmer. 2.5 then to So Am I from Bluff and Bluster, Running Bear, and 4 Victory last of all. They've got 800 metres to go. What He Goes shooting for back-to-back wins, leads by 2 lengths on King of Naples, shooting for 3 in a row. O Tycoon third, just on the outside of Regal Palmer. Then came Bluff and Bluster from the informed So Am I, Running Bear, and 4 Victory probing the fence last of all as What He Goes extends the lead at the 450 by 2.5 now on King of Naples. They've gapped the rest of the moment. O Tycoon, Regal Palmer, a bumping match. So Am I on the outside of Bluff and Bluster. 2.75 to go. What He Goes 2 lengths clear from King of Naples, who's holding down second at the moment. What He Goes going well inside the 150. What He Goes kept going from King of Naples. So Am I running home into third, but What He Goes will do it again. Back-to-back wins. What He Goes won it from King of Naples. Photo third, So Am I, and fourth Victory thundering home at the end. Then came Regal Pom, followed by Bluff and Bluster running bare, and O Tycoon was last in.
Water goes back to back after winning here a fortnight ago at Rosehill. Steps up in journey and doesn't give the others a look in. King of Naples, his run has come to an end after 2 wins. Has to settle for second today. Now, what's run third? It's Four Victory has burst through underneath them. It's there with Soul My out wide. We'll get another look at it here. No, we don't have a line there to line them up. It could be close to a dead heat. So King of Naples second, and then these pair. Well, there's nothing in it. But four victories worth talking about. Good run for the future. Yeah,
it certainly was, but the winner is Airborne. He's just lifted again here, third up, 13.50, got into his on-pace rhythm, and when he accelerated, a slap down the shoulder from Collett, and away he goes. So, yep, and he can easily lift again to the 1,500 metres next time, so he can have a little bit more fun getting to these sort of up to the benchmark 88s along the way through, I'd suggest, and he was far too good. Geez, it was a good run, that 4 Victory.
Well done, Björn. Water Goes is not for catching at the moment.
Yeah, he's going absolutely super, and it was a good ride by Jason. He just he led and dominated and worked out super. I've always thought he's a really nice horse, and it's only sort of this preparation he's starting to put it together. So, no, we've got plenty of options for him, so it's very exciting.
And he'll get over further.
Yeah, we know that. We know even up to a mile he's going to be strong. So, really, really good one. Thank you.
Well done, Jace. Nice enough. Tough win.
Tough, isn't he? He's got that great racing pattern. He can put himself on speed and let him slide before the straight there, and he just keep building, and it was lonely in front.
You reeled off some good sectionals early, but he still had a great kick top in the straight.
He did, yeah. I was half going to take a sit, but the stable made sure I led, and then he sort of was quite keen, so I was sort of fighting with him too through the middle, so yeah, that's probably adds to the victory, really.
All right, mate.
Thank you.
In the enclosure for a ceremony following this. The lights on and we're all set to go. Stand by for action. It's been a good betting race. And the Jockeys Reunion Handicap about to get underway. Racing. Huon was last out of the gates and Tri-State jumped fast, but quickly Time to Boogie and Brudenell are moving up on the outside, particularly Time for Boogie. Landing in third position, the South Australian Pegasi, then came Noble Conqueror. A couple further back to Fashida San on the inside of Legio 10, and Huon's back last of all. The 2 speedsters are at it early. Brudenell got down to the rails with Time to Boogie on the outside. Brudenell leads by a half to 3/4 on the keen going Time to Boogie. 2 lengths away now to Pegasi. Up on the outside of Tri-State, then Noble Conqueror from Fajita Sand, Legio 10, and Huon's last of all inside the 600, and Brudenell races to a clear lead now by a length and a half on Time to Boogie. Tri-State still third on the inside of Pegasi. Noble Conqueror reined up the outside. Fajita Sand taking a rails run. Legio 10's not in the hunt at the moment. Brudenell at the 300 quickly came back to Time to Boogie. Time to Boogie moved up on the outside of Brudenell. Tri-State's running into third. Time to Boogie's all out from Brudenell. 2 lengths away to Tri-State and Noble Conqueror. Time to Boogie and Brudenell. Ding dong go here. Brudenell kicks. Brudenell came back to beat Time to Boogie. Noble Conqueror third, then Fajita San and Tri-State. Legio 10. A gap back to Pegasi, and Huon was last in.
Well, the girls go at it. It was Amy McLucas on the inside, the 3 kilo apprentice, and Rachel King on the outside. It was Brudenell and Time to Boogie, and young Amy McLucas gets everything out of Brudenell and holds off Time to Boogie to win by a narrow margin, but a clear margin in the end. Brudenell will be first. Number 1 beats 7, Time to Boogie, and as Tri-State got third, I took my eyes off the third horse, no, it was number 9, Noble Conqueror, running past Tri-State. But it's Brudenell, number 1 in the frame.
Yeah, look, he's done a marvellous job. He came in there with the Wollongong form, which was frank coming out of the previous race. So that probably the price was overplayed with a 3 kilo claim today. And the young Amy McLucas, and start of the new season, we're looking for some new claiming apprentices, and she's the first one to put her hand up. We'll be looking for a few more because these other boys have lost their claim, and that's a timely win for her. So he's done a really tough job this preparation, and Chris has handled him well.
Brudenell now has had 11 starts for 6 wins and 2 minors, and his second win here on the Rosehill track. Here he is, Chris Lees, winning trainer with Brudenell. Now that's 6 from 11.
Yeah, he's a real tough racehorse, Greg. He's got a really good style. You know, he puts himself on speed, and he's got a bit of tenacity, which certainly helped today. She got a lovely cheap section. Well, I wouldn't say cheap, but was able to back it off along the side, and that probably won him the race.
Would Amy have had many rides for you? First ride?
First ride.
Okay.
First ride, yeah. Obviously with Dylan in the stable for the last couple of years, but you know, real asset, 3 kilos this time of year.
They're still going to be very popular, Dylan, Zach, but you're going to have to look to these kids with the claim.
Well, they're both pretty much senior jockeys now, aren't they? You know,
well, Zach lost his claim today.
Exactly. So, you know, there'll be another batch come through, and you've got to utilise them where you can.
Where to next for Brudenell?
Oh, look, run by run. He's been in work a while now, and he's getting up in weight, so obviously we've got to step him up in grade, but he's in good order.
Well done.
Thanks.
There's Chris Lees, and Amy's on her way back. So she needs to keep taking these steps, Corey, bit by bit, this young lady. And with 3 kilos, very, very valuable. She was seen at her best there. It was a great battle down the straight between McLucas and King. And the younger McLucas came out on top. Now they've run 19.93. They've broken 110, 19.93, and home in 34.66. Winner coming back. Brudenell's by Russian Revolution, a 4-year-old. Just turned 4. Second home, number 7, Time to Boogie, Michael Freeman and Rachel King. Third home, 9, Noble Conqueror, Chris Waller and Brett Preble. And officially fourth was 3, Tri-State. A minute 9.93, 34.66 the last 600. It was a short head in the end. And 1.5 between second and third. And Corey will be catching up with Amy. It's a good start to the new season for her, Cor.
Great start. Amy and I have been having a little bit of a chat in the last couple of months, and she's right in the box seat, I think, especially with the 3 kilo claim. She can go very, very well this season.
Just about to go over the scales in front of our chairman, Steve Railton. Then Corey will catch up with her, and that will bring us to the Missile Stakes, our feature race today, Group 2, over the 1,200 metres. It's coming up next, race number 8. But here's Amy.
Well done, Amy. Well rated. Were you always confident?
Oh, there was a moment there where I thought I might run second, but he just picked up another length, and he was super tough.
There's not a lot of him, but he's very game.
Yeah, I did. When I saw him in the yard, I thought he's not the strongest looking horse, but his heart obviously makes up for it.
Well done. Good start to the season.
Thank you very much.
Missile Stakes is next. Group 2, Toyota Forklifts Missile Stakes here at Rosehill. Darren Flindell.
It's Missile Stakes, and the light is on for the Group 2. IME, race favourite, drawn the fence. Firm favourite. Racing now. There's a great line out. Big Parade jumped well. So did IME going underneath it. And Fender being sent forward wide out. Golden Mile in a handy spot from Agenia. We Will Rock cast very deep in the early part. Several lengths further back then to Rocketing by, pushing through on the rails from D. Poor Dragon Stones out deep. Ingratiating's been taken right back to last. The favourite IME held out. Big Parade for the leader. Fender cast 3 wide in third. Golden Mile gets a great spot fourth the rails. Then came Agenia. We Will Rock Rock 3 wide with cover. Further back to Rocketing by then Deepaw, Dragonstone on a 3 wide path. Ingratiating, hugging the fence last of all. 500 metres to run in the Missile Stakes. I Am Me just in front from Big Parade. Fender still out 3 wide, then Golden Mile. Further back to Agenia, We Will Rock. I Am Me gets 3 lengths in front. Dragonstone's the margin abbreviator wide out. I Am Me 2 lengths clear from Dragonstone. I Am Me in front from Dragonstone. Deepaw to third, and I Am Me beats Dragonstone in the Missile. Deepaw third, then Agenia, followed by We Will Rock. Ingratiating, Rocketing by Fender. I Am Me's won the Missile. Dragonstone home into second with very unfortunate scene.
Yes, the clerk of the course just getting to Big Parade now, and a veterinary surgeon will be with him immediately. So we're just checking on Josh Parr. He's okay. He's okay, but Big Parade has sadly got a miss, and that is going to take so much gloss off this Missile Stakes, which has been won by number 11, I Am Me, beating Dragonstone and Deepaw. The vets are quickly to Big Parade. I Am Me's going to come back to scale. A brilliant winner. A brilliant comeback by this horse, but marred by the incident, Ronnie. So, unfortunately, we talk more about the incident than the win.
Yep, and very unfortunate scenes there for what happened with Big Parade breaking down there. But look, a good winner in I Am Me, who was ran right up to expectations there. But might have been a few hard luck stories with that scrimmage down the straight, which we'd have to have another look at. But look, she's a good mare, and has resumed in grand style here, getting the stakes, another stakes win on the board.
Ronnie, that could have been so much worse.
Oh, we've lost another one.
That could have been so much worse when Big Parade broke down at that point. And now Tim Clark's coming back, leading I Am Me back. Did he just come off?
Yeah, she just whipped and he fell off.
Okay.
And he kept hold of her, but
she's fine.
She's fine.
Okay.
You know, he'll get back on now. He just he may have been looking up to see Josh was all right. He just got caught off guard there.
In the hands of Tom Sherry for the Premier's Cup Prelude. Over 1,800 metres. They're locked and loaded. The light is flicked on. We're ready to go. Born a King just getting very restless in the gates. It sent the inside two off a bit as well. They settle now. They're off. Military Mission only jumped fairly off the inside. White out Mark Snell jumped quite nicely. And going forward there in the white cap is Bold Mac into a prominent position. Purple sector, there's quite a few having a bite for the lead. And Born a King, who was playing up a bit in the gate. Born a King being sent forward. And it looks as though he's going to make the running from Purple sector. And Mark Snell, 3 wide going forward. Followed then by Bold Mac on the white cap settling fourth. A length and a half to Ian Fortune. On the inside of Military Mission. 2 further back to Carla Poor, then Bonnie Ezra. The favourite Faulkner Park back to third last now from Chalk Stream, and Raging Bull is back last of all. Mark Snell eventually got to the front, worked around the 2 front runners and draws clear now by a length and a half. Purple sector goes to second. Born a King grabbed leaders back third. 2 lengths away to Bold Mac, a length and a half to Ian Fortune on the inside of Military Mission. Then came Carla Poor on the inside of Bonnie Ezra. Then came Faulkner Park from Chalk Stream, and Raging Bull last about 10 lengths off the lead. So Mark Snell races down the side of the course, going to the 750, a length on Purple sector. Born a King tucked away third. There followed then In fourth position by Bold Mac, then came Military Mission from Ian Fortune. Now pulling deeper out is Bonnie Ezra as they come around the turn, and Faulkner Park, the favourite, is the widest as they straighten up. Mark Snell swings in front by a length and a half. Born King pushing off the fence. Running on well is Bold Mac. Bold Mac going after Mark Snell. Bold Mac hits the lead now from Mark Snell. Faulkner Park is 3 lengths away coming down the outside. It's a Bold Mac getting to the front. Down the outside is Faulkner Park lengthening. Bold Mac in front of Faulkner Park. Bold Mac in front. They hit it. Bold Mac clung on. Bold Mac held on there from Faulkner Park, and Calipour finished in third, followed by Mark Snell. Then came Ian Fortune from Born King, Chalk Stream, Purple Sector. Further back then to Bonnie Ezra from Military Mission and Raging Bull.
Bold Mac gets the money here in the Premier's Cup Prelude. Faulkner Park tries he might. He just couldn't cut back the margin for a win. Calipour in third.
Yeah, he's one tough customer, isn't he, Bold Mac? He's had a lot of runs in the past couple of preparations, and he just keeps delivering and running good races, and Chris has got to the bottom of him now. Faulkner Park just run out of ground back from 1.5 miles there, but he's obviously very promising, and Calipour did run very, very well.
Back-to-back wins for Bold Mac, and he's third at Rosehill. That's the 9th, one to go. Well done, Chris. Back-to-back wins, and Bold Mac, he loves Rosehill.
He does, yeah. He's just a tough old war horse. There's nothing special about him, but they pay the bills and give the owners a lot of fun and good horses to follow. Kieran gave him a beautiful ride. And as you said, he's in winning form last starts and did the same thing again today.
You have to watch the replay a few times to summarise all of yours now.
Yeah, I think Born a King, Ian, a Fortune, they'll improve. Bonnie Ezra is a touch disappointing, probably looking for a bit further. And the King's horse was good. He'll go to 2,400 metres in 4 weeks' time. Well done. There you go.
Well done, Macca. Just a nice, tough, gritty win.
Yeah, he's lovely. Old horse in Brownie. He's a dream to ride, and he just loves his racing. You know, he's in a good frame of mind. Stepped out well, and just put him in a bit of a spot, and then got a bit of a rest when we got that spot, and had him up and going around the last part of the corner. And he's genuine, and he's gone on any ground, and he's having a nice prep, and that was a good effort there today.
Well done, mate.
Thank you. Ta.
We're just awaiting on the all clear. Our lone 1500 metre race of the day. Ready now. And they're racing, and the plunge horse, A More Victorious, jumped very sharply off the inside. Space Tracker nicely into stride, but A More Victorious will lead. Festival Dancer pretty handy, and Night being sent forward. Then came Taj Need. Grassless Stylers midfield there in a whitish position from Barellan Bandit, Mon Felicity, Osbred Rising Sun, and King's Air last of all. Night's pushing on the outside, and Night showing good acceleration to the bends, going to lead from A More Victorious, who was happy to hand up. 2 lengths away to Space Tracker, then came Festival Dancer, a length and a half to the grey Grassless Styler in front of Taj Need, and then came Barellan Bandit. Back in the field is Mon Felicity from Osbed Rising Sun, and 2 lengths away to King's Air. So Knight's going along at a strong enough speed down the side, out by 3 lengths now, and A More Victorious under restraint. Then Space Tracker creeping a bit closer. 3/4 to Festival Dancer, followed by the grey Grassless Styler, and a wide path around Barellan Bandit. Taj Need back on the fence. From Osbred Rising Sun, Mon Felicity got close to heels, and King's Air is last. Knight leads around the turn. A More Victorious goes up to issue the challenge. Space Tracker close enough, and 2 lengths away to Grassless Styler as A More Victorious races to the leader from Space Tracker, and then came Grassless Styler. Taj Need behind them creeping home. A More Victorious is bobbing in the lead from Grassless Styler and Space Tracker. It's A More Victorious going strongly, and A More Victorious lands very good bets to win the last, beating Grassless Styler. Taj Need up the fence, grabbed third in front of Space Tracker, then Barellan Bandit, followed by King's Air, Mon Felicity, further back tonight, Osbred Rising Sun and Festival Dancer.
They got plenty, they got the lot. A More Victorious, they kept backing it right down on 52.5. Jay Ford given the perfect run on the back of Night, and then had to hold on all the way down the straight. Got rid of Space Tracker, held off Grassless Styler. Taj Need will be third, Space Tracker back in fourth.
He's a nice horse. He's a nice little horse. He's only lightly raced. I think he might even get a little further than 1500 with time. I like his style. He was well placed with that weight on his back there, and he's got a good racing style. But he ran according to the market support there, and he raced away there late when a few of the dangers loomed to him. He pulled plenty up. Nice horse.
A More Victorious wins the last in 1:29.86. 1:29.86, 35.31 the last 600. Numbers are up. 14, 6, 5, 2, a double for Bjorn Baker, including the last. A nice way to go home.
Yeah, great start to the season. No, it was very good. He's a horse that we've had a lot of time for, and a really good ride by Jay today. Summed it up and let the speed go. And another good one for Derby. They just keep producing him, and this guy's got a big future. He's taken time, but he's got a very good record.
Okay, we keep following him.
Yeah, I think so. I think he's only going to get better in time and over further. The big question mark is sort of where do we go and what do you do? There's a lot of options now. We're so blessed in New South Wales and Australian racing, so there's a lot of different ways we can go with them.
What about Jay Ford having his experience to be able to ride that light weight? He's a go-to jockey at that weight, isn't he?
Oh, for sure. And he rode this guy when he had his sole win at Randwick. So it was good to get him on today. I think he rode him with confidence. He thought he was on the best horse and did a perfect job.
All right. Great day. Well done.
Thank you.
There is Bjorn Baker winning the last. Watergoes was an impressive winner earlier in the day. So he's got a couple of likely horses going forward. Jay Ford coming back on A More Victorious. And he was on A More Victorious when he last saluted at Randwick, back winning his maiden on Boxing Day, beating Extra Revs. Numbers 14, 6, 5 and 2. 129.86 and 35.31 the last 600. We're just waiting for Jay to come back and chat to Corey Brown. So the day here at Rosehill Gardens started with an upset with the odds-on favourite going down in that opening race, which was Burundana. It was taken out by Holstein. So Matt Dunn well and truly back in the highway hunt. That's his second highway since he came back into play. Hard to say, winning the second for Jason Deemer. That was the first of a winning double for the Dynamic Syndication colours. Verona, very easy win in race number 3 today for Tyler Schiller, Kieran Maher and David Eustace in the staying race 2400. Ivan's Hero got the better of Hollywood Hero in race number 4 for Chris Waller and James McDonald. Petulant won again for Team Hawks and Tyler Schiller. Water goes for Björn Baker, first of a winning double for him, and the rider was Jason Collett. Broodnell, Amy McLucas, first ride in town for Chris Lees, taking the 8th. I Am Me in the Missile. And then we got to Bulmac, and finally Jay Ford on Amore Victorious. Here he is.
Well done, Jay. I thought you'd give this horse a little bit of a squeeze out and get total control, but that wasn't the case.
No, obviously Knight has a similar racing pattern than this fella. I was pretty keen to lead with 52.5 on my back. Sort of was quite positive early, but when it kept coming with me, I thought we better just sit off. I still thought, even though I'm not leading, I thought I was in control of the race because I let her go a couple of lengths and just sat in that slipstream. I still wanted to get mobile into the bend because I had a light weight in my back, and he's got ability and he's been knocking on the door, and he's on that upward trend. So good to see him break through today because, like I said, his last 2 runs have been pretty good.
Strong through the line.
Yeah, look, I think in time he'll probably see a little bit further. You know, he might stretch out to 18, possibly 10 in another prep or so, because he's a big brute of a thing. And like you said, he was pretty strong late through the line, so I think he'll just continue to go through the grades.
Well done, mate.
Cheers.
Okay, that's it from Rosehill. Still plenty of action to come on Sky Thoroughbred Central tonight, and Forbes Cup tomorrow, Darwin Cup Monday. But from Rosehill, that's it. That's a 10-race program. Missile Stakes going to I Am Me.